Have you ever felt like your thoughts control you, taking you from calm to anxiety in an instant? The Buddha taught that the mind can be our greatest ally or our worst enemy. In this video, we'll explore the secrets to mastering your thoughts through ancient Buddhist wisdom. If you've ever wanted to find peace and mental clarity, this is the perfect place to start. Chapter 1. The nature of the mind according to Buddhism. The mind is not a fixed entity but a dynamic, ever-changing process. The Buddha referred to the mind as citta, a concept that includes not just our thoughts but also our feelings, perceptions, and responses to every experience. Imagine the mind as a vast sky. Some days the sky is clear and bright. Those are the days we feel at peace. Other days dark storm clouds cover it. Those are the moments when worries and fears take over. But just as clouds don't change the sky's true nature, our negative thoughts don't change the essence of our mind. The Buddha also compared the mind to a flowing river, constantly moving, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. But the river remains the river. Similarly, our thoughts and emotions are like waves in an ocean. They rise, peak, and eventually dissolve. Key insight: thoughts are impermanent, anicca. They come and go. The more we observe them without clinging, the more we realize we are not our thoughts, we are the awareness behind them. If this message resonates with you, give the video a like and subscribe for more timeless wisdom to calm the mind and awaken inner peace. Now, let's come back. Chapter 2. Mindfulness. Observing the mind. Mindfulness, sati, is the practice of being fully present, observing our thoughts without judgment. It's like building a house by the river of the mind, watching the current without jumping in. Simple way to practice mindfulness is through conscious breathing. When thoughts overwhelm you, pause and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, feel the air fill your lungs, then exhale slowly. This anchors you in the present moment. The Buddha taught that trying to force the mind into silence only creates resistance. Instead, observe it with patience, like watching a restless child. Over time, the mind naturally calms. Chapter 3. The liberating power of radical detachment. Most people spend their lives in a mental prison they don't even see, trapped by thoughts they mistake for reality. Today, we're going to break free. The burning coal revelation. The Buddha told a story about a man who caught a burning coal thrown at him. As his hands burned, the Buddha asked, "Who suffers more, the one who threw it or the one who refuses to let go?" Modern translation: every time you ruminate on an insult from 3 years ago, catastrophize a future that never arrives, believe "I'm not enough" stories, you're choosing to hold the burning coal. Why this changes everything? Neuroscientists discovered something astonishing. The brain can't distinguish between real events and vividly imagined ones. When you replay painful memories or anxious fantasies, your stress hormones spike as if it's happening now. Your muscles tense for a threat that isn't real. Your nervous system wears down over time. Detachment isn't indifference, it's the ultimate act of self-defense. The 3-step mental jiu-jitsu, from ancient monasteries to modern therapy. Spot the hijack when you notice racing heartbeat plus what if, thoughts jaw-clenching plus mental replay of arguments, that heavy pit in your stomach. Say, my survival brain is acting up. This activates your prefrontal cortex, the wise observer region. The labeling revolution. Instead of "I am anxious," try "there's anxiety," creates distance. The mind is producing worry thoughts, reveals impermanence. Harvard study: patients who labeled emotions saw 50% faster cortisol reduction. The body check ask: where do I feel this? Chest, throat. Is it hot, cold, heavy, tingling? Does it have a shape or color? This shifts you from mental stories to sensory reality, where peace lives. The life-changing practice monks use daily. Thoughts are visitors. Meditation: sit comfortably, eyes closed. Imagine thoughts as leaves floating down a river when one grabs. You, as they will, gently place it back on the water. Repeat for 5 minutes while it works. You're training the brain's default mode network to stop latching onto every mental event. Your freedom challenge for 24 hours. Carry a small stone in your pocket. Each time you notice holding a burning thought, transfer it to the stone, then end the day by ceremonially discarding it. You'll discover 90% of suffering comes not from life's events, but from your grip on them. Remember, the sky doesn't cling to storms. Why should you? Next time we'll explore how to reprogram negative thought patterns at their root. Until then, what thought have you been holding that's burning you? Share below and release it. Want to go deeper? Our 30 Days to Mental Sovereignty course opens soon. Hit notify so you don't miss it. In the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Buddhist proverb. Chapter 4. The Clarity Meditation System. Rewire your mind in just 7 days. Most meditation guides miss the point. It's not about emptying your mind. It's about changing your relationship with your thoughts. This is the exact 3-phase practice used in Tibetan monasteries to develop razor-sharp clarity. Phase 1. The anchoring ritual, days 1 to 3. What to do. Set a sacred space. Light a candle or place a meaningful object before you. Assume the mountain posture. Sit, cross-legged or in a chair with spine straight. Rest hands, palms up on knees. Receptive position. Slightly tuck chin to lengthen the spine. The breath technique. Inhale for 4 counts. Through nose. Hold for 2 counts. Exhale for 6 counts. Through pursed lips. Repeat 5 cycles before beginning. Why this works. The extended exhale triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, putting your brain in the optimal state for clarity. Phase 2. The noting practice. Days 4 to 5. When thoughts arise, and they will, silently label them. Planning. For future thoughts. Remembering. Past thoughts. Judging. Critical thoughts. Sensing. Body sensations. Game changer. Insight. A 2023 UCLA study found that this labeling practice reduces amygdala activation by 40%, increases gray matter in the prefrontal cortex in just 8 weeks. Phase 3. The gap awareness, days 6-7. After noting a thought, focus on the space before the next thought arises, the silent background behind all mental. Noise advanced technique. Set a timer for random intervals, 2 to 5 minutes. When it chimes, freeze completely. Ask, what is aware of this moment? Don't answer, just feel into the awareness itself. The 3-minute miracle for busy lives. Can't sit for long? Try this clarity snack. Pause before checking your phone. Take 3 conscious breaths. 4-2-6 pattern. Ask, what state of mind do I want to cultivate right now? Pro tip, pair this with a meditation anchor. A specific trigger like before your first sip of coffee, when waiting for your computer to boot, at every red light or elevator ride. Why this beats generic meditation, traditional, just focus on your breath. Advice fails because it doesn't teach how to handle distractions, lacks a clear progression system, doesn't integrate with modern life. This system gives you a structured path to mastery, neuroscience-backed techniques, real-world applicability. Your challenge: commit to 7 days using this exact framework. Document any shifts in decision-making, speed, emotional resilience, creative insights. Remember, you don't meditate to get good at meditation, you meditate to get good at life. Chapter 5. Practical Tips for Daily Life. Sometimes wisdom isn't found in grand revelations, but in the small, consistent actions we take each day. Here are a few simple yet powerful practices you can begin integrating into your life right now. Conscious breathing. When you feel overwhelmed or anxious, pause. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this 3 times. Just 3 mindful breaths can bring you back to the present moment and help restore your inner calm. Single tasking. We live in a world that glorifies multitasking, but true mindfulness comes from giving your full attention to one thing at a time. Whether you're eating a meal, walking down the street, or washing dishes, try doing it with full awareness. Experience each moment fully, without distraction. Silence and reflection. Set aside a few minutes each day to simply sit in silence. Turn off your devices, close your eyes, and just observe your thoughts, feelings, and breath. This space of stillness can become a sanctuary for clarity, self-awareness, and inner peace. Handling criticism. Not all feedback is worth carrying. When someone offers criticism, pause and ask yourself, is this helpful for my growth? If the answer is yes, embrace it with humility. If not, acknowledge it, let it go, and move on without letting it disturb your peace. Gratitude practice. Begin each morning by writing down 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. They don't have to be big. Sometimes the sunlight through the window or a warm cup of tea is enough. Gratitude grounds us in the abundance of the present. These are not just techniques. They are invitations to live with more awareness, kindness, and intention. Start small, stay consistent, and over time you may find that peace is not something you chase, but something you carry with you. Mastering the mind is not about conquering it like a battlefield, nor about silencing every voice within. It's not about striving to be unshakably calm or perfectly present. It's something much gentler, much more human. It's about turning toward the mind as we would toward a dear friend in distress, not to suppress or shame it, but to understand and embrace it. It's about softening the edges of resistance, loosening the clenched fists of control, and opening instead to what is. Thoughts come, emotions swell, stories arise, and rather than pushing them away, we learn to sit beside them, to breathe with them, and to watch them float by like clouds drifting across a vast open sky. This is the true work of inner freedom, not to escape the mind, but to hold space for it with loving awareness. Real peace is not the absence of noise, nor the vanishing of all conflict. It is not something earned after years of effort. It is something rediscovered again and again in the present moment. It lives in the space between the trigger and our response. It whispers through the breath. It waits quietly behind every moment of stillness we allow ourselves to enter. And this path, the inward path of awakening, is rarely linear. It's not paved with certainty or perfection. Some days you'll feel deeply connected, clear, and inspired. Other days you'll feel lost, distracted, or overwhelmed. That's okay, that's part of it. What matters is not that we stay steady every moment, but that we return, that we begin again as many times as it takes, that we meet ourselves over and over with grace. Every mindful breath is a seed planted in sacred soil. Every moment of presence waters the roots of your becoming. Every return to awareness is an act of quiet rebellion, an affirmation that you are here, alive, and willing to show up with your whole heart. Now it's your turn. Pause. Reflect. Which part of today's journey touched something in you? Was there a practice that grounded you? A phrase that echoed inside long after it was spoken? A feeling that rose quietly, asking to be seen? If so, I invite you to share it in the comments. Your voice matters more than you know. What you write may become the very words someone else needs to hear. And if this video offered you a moment of peace, clarity, or connection, if it helped you feel a little more at home in yourself, please consider subscribing. This space is here for seekers, healers, thinkers, feelers, for anyone on the journey of becoming more fully, more tenderly, more truthfully themselves. No matter where you are right now, whether on a mountaintop of insight or in a valley of confusion, please remember this. You are not too late, you are not too much, you are not alone, you are walking the path exactly as you're meant to. You are already enough, just as you are. And you are capable of holding both your pain and your peace, your sorrow and your joy, your questions and your quiet knowing. So may you return to your breath as a sanctuary. May you learn to trust the rhythm of your own becoming. May your heart remain open, even when it trembles. May your mind soften even when it races. And may your soul remember what it has always known, that within you is a boundless stillness, a radiant light, and an unshakable truth waiting to be remembered. And when the noise of the world feels too loud, or when your inner world feels too heavy, return to this. There is a silence deeper than fear. There is a light untouched by circumstance. There is a peace that no storm can steal. It is within you, it is you. So until we meet again, walk gently with intention, breathe fully with presence, listen deeply with compassion, and always, no matter what, choose peace. With deep gratitude, with love, and with a bow of reverence, thank you for being here. Until next time, with gratitude, Daily Dharma.